You've probably seen this wall behind me in almost every video I've made in the last couple of years. It's been a huge part of my channel and honestly, I've loved having it as my backdrop. But it's time for a change. And if I'm being honest, I let this wall go a while ago. The moss poles are dry, the plants are struggling, and every time I look at it now, I just feel guilty. So in this video, I'm finally doing what I've been avoiding. I'm taking it all down. We're going to clear it, salvage what we can, and get this space ready for something seriously exciting. But before we do that, let me show you what's actually been happening behind the scenes. This was my golden pothos. You can see the top leaves are big and healthy, but down here, the new growth is tiny. That's because it's lost support and started trailing. And the moss poles, they are dry as a bone. I stopped watering them, misting them, all that good stuff. The area roots had nothing yummy to latch onto, and so now the plants just sort of exist in a very sort of nasty way. It's just really, really sad. Here I've got my Monstera El Salvador. Look at that. That is the moss pole that I'm working with here. The plant looks absolutely terrible. Next to it is a pretty decent looking, I think this is supposed to be a neon philodendron heartleaf. It doesn't look too neon to me anymore. So this plant definitely has seen better days. It's climbing, oops. It just detached from the wall there. You can see this portion here is still neon, but the main plant itself just looks a little bit sad. And this one over here is my Cebu Blue. You can see it over there. Really didn't do much with that moss pole. I've got my work cut out for me trying to get all this down. I don't want to make a big mess, so I'm just gonna get a tarp, put that down so that I've got all the things that fall off my wall onto one space and I can just carry this stuff off. The easiest one to do is definitely the philodendron heartleaf neon. I say easy, oh, hang on, that was coming off my wall. So what's been happening with a lot of these plants is because I haven't controlled how the plant is growing, the plants have just been attaching to my wall. So this is that moss pole. Oh shucks, there's something else on the floor. Oh, just gonna have to get down here and shucks. You can see down here, this is my golden ivy pothos mixed in. It's literally everything. Shucks. I mean, to be fair, I don't really have to start unwinding everyone because I'm getting rid of them anyway. So I can just cut. Oh, shucks. I had a Cebu Blue. So that is my philodendron heartleaf over there. And that was living in a tiny, like 14 centimeter pot. You can see this is the neglect that I was talking about. I mean, I couldn't even really be bothered to water the things, could I? They just look absolute. It's surprising that they have gotten as far as they have in growth. But look, that's what that plant at the tip looks like, and that's what the main plant looks like. So it's lovely and variegated, and to be honest, I don't think I'm going to get rid of everything. I'm probably going to get some cuttings, honestly. I can't just throw all this stuff away. It would not make any sense. Now, oh, next one. So we'll do another philodendron heartleaf. This one over here is a philodendron heartleaf as well, and this one is the non-neon version. So this is just the green plant as it would be a green plant. And oh, I've had this moss pole for ages. And that plant has just gone up and down and up and down that. And it's so dry. You can see how absolutely dry that looks. Very, very unhappy plant. Also living in a 14 centimeter pot. Literally just, you know, still thriving, doing its thing, which is, you know, plants will do what they need to despite our bad care. So I'll put this one down here. It's starting to look a little bit bare now. I'm going to leave the biggest one for last because it's going to give me the biggest trouble. Right, let us get to this one, the El Salvador. That is the saddest plant I have ever seen. This plant has actually gone right behind this shelf and is down there. I'm coming back here. This El Salvador started attaching to this wall over here. I don't know where else it's gone. If I try and pull that, oh, shucks. that had actually attached to my wall. That is the plant that I have. So looking at my very, very, very neglected El Salvador, look at that. It's just another sad, sad, sad state of affairs here. Just looking absolutely terrible. I mean, there's just no place for this at all. But it's really interesting how, you know, so there's two sections that are still thriving. This one here and this very, very, very long vine here. And the really interesting thing is you can actually propagate these and they would germinate actually. This one here, right, that also goes on the floor. Now, so here is my Cebu Blue on this moss pole here. Still looking pretty healthy, this one is, but clearly it's been very, very inconsistently watered. The moss pole hasn't been maintained at all, which is why those leaves just never really matured. There's one over here that does have some of that characteristic Cebu Blue fenestration. So my Cebu Blue pole goes all the way up to the top, and I've actually anchored it onto the wall using some piece of string. I'm gonna have to go up there to take that off. This is something else altogether. So I've put something on here. I've attached a piece of string. Actually, no, it's not holding up my Cebu Blue. That piece of string is holding up my golden ivy. All right, we'll get to that one a little bit later. I've just got tape here, just holding this to the wall to sort of keep it from falling. So that is now detached and I can actually bring that down. Oh. Goodness me. Oh, I see what has happened here. Shucks. I actually can't bring this down because the plant is actually attached to the wall. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. You can see that there, that is my Cebu Blue there. And that's where it's attached to the wall, like that. And see, I'm pulling on that plant right now and oh shucks. The plant is ripped, right? But the bit that's attached to the wall, which is this bit here, there, see? That's where that root had attached. And there's another one there. Oh, that is now completely removed from the wall. And I can pull that down, I think. Yeah. Right, now that I've got the bit that was attached to the wall off, I can now take this plant, detach it from where it was. My goodness, that is my Cebu Blue. That's looking pretty lovely, isn't it? It looks good. It looks really, really good. And that was, it's mingled in with my golden ivy there. That is just, that's the golden ivy and that's the Cebu Blue there. I'm just gonna cut it there because I can't be going around untangling things. We'll be here all day. So that frees up this plant. Now, there's only the big mama left, only the big one. I just want you to get a good appreciation of what this plant actually looks like and the impact that it's had on this wall. So I've taken off all the other plants. It's the only moss pole here. And look at this majestic plant. So the thing I love the most about this plant is it actually allows me to demonstrate a very interesting phenomena about why we put things on moss poles and what happens when you put a plant on a moss pole. So you can see, look at that leaf. That leaf is humongous. So is this one, and so are all these that are on this moss pole. Of course, this leaf is beautiful. Beautiful, but dead. So's this one. Dead, but the size of those leaves is really big. But when you look at this is the same plant, the exact same plant this vine is coming from, when you look at this plant, there's actually two plants on here. The one that's coming on this side, one that's going on that side. The one coming on this side has come all this way, and that's the one I had supported by putting this little piece of string up there, and there's another piece of string that's supporting it. And then that vine is this. This is what it turned into. And what happened is the size of the stem actually got smaller. So it was pretty big down here. And then as the plant came up, and when it lost that support, it started to get smaller and smaller, and the leaves started to get smaller and smaller as well. So I'm just gonna unhook these. And that does that for that plant. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Okay, now this one here on the other side, this one, I actually don't have anything hooked up. It's actually held up onto the wall using the aerial roots. Bad, bad, bad. I'm gonna have to do something about my walls. And I knew that was going to happen, so, you know, whatever. So I climb up on my little stool, and the plant is here. It is just, oh my goodness. Oh, I got that down. There is my plant. And I am standing on a stool trying to get this down. So at this point, this plant is completely detached from the wall and is ready to come down. Okay, whew. This is a very big, very heavy plant. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. This is living in a 20-centimeter pot now. Try and see if I can bring some order. So that is one stem there. That's one there. Look at that gorgeous leaf, right? I mean, I was clearly doing something right. And that's the other side. This one there. Woo! People, there. I am totally lost in this. That's my wall with all the plants on moss poles off. And you can see up there the damage that's been done to my wall. And coming down here is all the plants that have been taken off my wall. They don't look too bad actually, except for that El Salvador. The rest of them didn't look too shabby, but they just needed to go. I needed something fresh to go on that wall. And yeah, it was time. So now I'm going to take all those plants off those moss poles and get them ready to go into the green bin. We'll start with the philodendron hearts leaf. That's got some clips on there. So I'm going through these plants, all of them, to remove things like clips and just take them off the moss pole, because I can't put this in the green waste, because in our local council, the place where I live, green waste is recycled, and they've got a whole video about what they do with green waste. So I'm confident that my putting these plants in the green waste doesn't put the environment in harm's way. Suffice to say, because sometimes when you throw plants in the green bin, you have issues with having invasive species everywhere. So look at that one. That looks beautiful. It looks so good. I think I might take that. I'm going to take that section of the plant. I'll keep that as, you know, a cutting. I'll also take the bits that are still looking pretty neon. I mean, not like it makes any difference really, because once the plant gets going, see that one? I'll keep that one. So I'll keep a few, but the rest really is for discarding, you know, and I'll decide what I want to do as things go on. And this is really good because when I'm potting up my Hoyas, I'm always looking for these. So just get those off. And so that one is there. You can see that's very, very easy to just pull off. And what I'll also do is take these poles off the plastic wrapped poles. See, look, this had this whole big segment over there. That's also got a clip attached to it. So that's gonna go. And I've got some Velcro plant tie that I can save. Now I need to get something to remove the cable ties. I've got that. That works really well to just clip off. There we go. Easy as. And so now I'm going to have quite a number of these available for me to reuse. That is still attached down there. So this one comes off and I can just pull that out. That is out and that is that. I want to say I'm going to save this lacquer, but it entirely depends on the state of it. If there's way too many roots in there, oh, I might just discard it. I don't know, because sometimes it's really difficult to clean lacquer that's been so badly contaminated with root material. So just clipping off, taking the metal rod off the moss pole. That's another one there. And now I can free my Velcro plant tie that I can reuse for another plant that's perfect to reuse. And see, the way I extended that moss pole, I can see I've got a cable tie here that I used to attach the two moss poles together. So if I just get rid of that, that opens that up rather nicely. There's two of them. There's one back there somewhere. Yep. There was three of them. See? That's how I extended that moss pole. And there we go. There we go. So I'm just going to put these away and think about what's going to happen with that lacquer and that moss. I mean, depending on the condition of this moss, actually, you can see how easy it was for me to take the plant off the pole because I wasn't watering it and there weren't, roots everywhere. I can just sterilize this moss, just even simply by boiling it, put in some hydrogen peroxide like that, and I can reuse it for another moss pole. So, there's not too much waste happening here. But this right here is rubbish. That is going to go in the bin. So I want to take on my Cebu Blue. I'll take on the Cebu Blue and take cutting of the Cebu Blue. So maybe I'll take that. I don't know. I don't really know whether I actually want to keep this, but I'll keep them for a few days or for a few weeks. I'll get them to root. I'll just put them in some water or something, get them to root, and then I can make up my mind as to whether I want them back in my collection or not. But otherwise, that stuff is going. It's going, I've evolved as a person. I don't want to do this anymore. Not in this way anyway. And I just want something else to go on that space now. It's been a while and change is needed. So I'm just taking the pole off the moss pole. Just clipping that off, and that comes off rather nicely. And that's attached there. I just clip them off. So anyway, I'm probably going to be here for a lot longer, and I'm just going to do all these and we'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do on that wall. This feels surreal. I've looked at this wall every day for a few years now. It's weird seeing it completely bare.